Welcome everybody. Been a busy couple of days on the markets, particularly with central bank activity. We've had Australia, Europe and the US all raise interest rates by 25 basis points. We had the Fed last night. We've had the ECB just then announced that that will be delivering a 25 basis point hike. And earlier in the week on Tuesday, we had Australia, the Reserve Bank of Australia, surprisingly lift by another quarter of a percentage point after a pause in April, which was a surprise to the market. But nonetheless, just shows how stubborn the inflation is around the world. So just a quick check around the markets. As you can see here, we've got the four main asset classes in FX, rates, bonds, commodities and equities. So a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. We can see the FX space really has been quite volatile today. We've seen big moves across the US dollar, mainly programming the rest of the moves within FX around the world. The US dollar, particularly overnight, dropped off due to that rate hike by the US. But after it was a dovish rhetoric, saying that they'd probably have to pause and hold, and they'd like to sit back and see how the rate rises filter into the economy. New Zealand dollar's been performing quite well today. If you look at the euro, you can see that it's been quite choppy throughout the day. Just look at the chart here. So yeah, as you can see here, opened up fairly flat ground up, dove lower, and then obviously it's fallen off a cliff here as the ECB has been quite dovish in their commentary. Australian dollars, similar situation. It's been pretty volatile as well. As we can see here, opened this morning and really dropped, but quite a fierce and stoic rally back up there. And then as London came online, it's been sold back down. But yeah, grinding around that average sort of rate where the open was today. So we can look ahead to some equities. It's been a pretty ordinary session for equities around the world. You can see on the major indices here, over here, the Dow Jones down 0.2%. As you know, it's really just a sea of red. Euro right down. The FTSE's been smashed on open. The German DAX down 0.65%. In Asia today, the Nikkei close losing 1.5%. The Hang Seng was down. CSI, I believe, is still trading quite lightly with the Chinese holiday back. And the S&P 500 closed slightly lower, but did recover to post a modest loss. Rates, a lot of movements across rates. We start from the top with America. Obviously today there was big moves last night, but looks like they've bounced. The yields have bounced back a little bit. Just retracing some of that move that we saw after the Fed's rate hike, but the dovish rhetoric we saw afterwards. We can look at a chart here to see what the price action's been like. So yeah, this is actually today's. We'll go back a day. Yeah, so yeah, really steep fall there. Obviously no trading in here because of the Japanese holiday. But yeah, it has opened and retraced some of that too. And then just on the European yields, looks as though yields have actually bumped up a little bit there. So yeah, yet to see a material fall in yields, which is interesting given the reaction of the euro. But yeah, I mean, just looking at German yields. See what they have done in this session. It doesn't look to be a whole lot. Let's see, they opened at 4:30, but yeah, well, I guess that this is when the hike was delivered there at about 45 minutes ago. But yeah, they've actually recovered quite a bit, which is interesting price action. So look, we'll keep an eye on that, but there may be a little bit of an indecision there. Obviously quite fresh off the data. If we have a look at the euro now, it'd be interesting to see if they've mirrored those moves. No, I actually did have them up. We have them back here. Yeah, no, so the euro is still under pressure. So yeah, look, we'll keep an eye on that. And then commodities. So bit of a mixed bag. WTI has been hit pretty heavily over the last few days. You can see there over the 2-day period, it's tracked downward quite a bit, but it has recovered on open today. The same with all energy commodities. Metals, gold especially, has performed quite well. However, it's trading about flat today. Now at the moment, we look at the likes of silver and precious metals. They're safe haven assets, which has been quite attractive to investors. The likes of aluminium and copper, as you would expect, have been dumped, and yeah, the agricultural products look as though to be quite mixed. Coffee's been trading quite well actually. Well, the coffee's actually down on the session. So all but cotton have been been in the red, which is those growth and economic health fears are starting to flow through in most commodity markets. So yeah, look, it looks as though things may be starting to retrace a few of those panic moves that we saw, but yes, we'll wait and see. All right, guys, that's a little bit of a check up on the markets. We'll be back tomorrow or the next day with a weekly wrap. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.